New at 10, Senator Doug Jones says he is not concerned about others pressuring him to vote against President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh.
I want to do those things that I feel like are in the best interest of the state and the country. And sometimes that means I'm going to support the President of the United States. Sometimes it means I'm not.
WAAY 31 watched the senator for 7 months as he tackled issues such as taxes, immigration, and health care. I even flew to Washington, D.C. to have a sit down with the first Senate Democrat in 25 years to represent Alabama and got you access to places reserved for elected officials and their staff. It's a Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. in Washington, D.C. Senator Doug Jones is already on the job.
The Senate will come to order.
He started hours ago. Every morning, he has quiet time and watches and reads the latest news headlines of the day. On this day, on every major news channel, there are images of immigrant children who were separated from their parents. Our cameras are the first in Alabama to shadow Senator Doug Jones. First, at the Senate office, a quick meeting with his staff to discuss the day's schedule. On the agenda, a conference with constituents, 2 committee hearings, a meeting on tariffs.
It's busy, but it's taken a little bit of getting used to.
Voting on 2 bills, visits with Thomasville and Florence city leaders, dinner with baseball owners, and a private meeting on a major project coming to Alabama.
Now it's 100 miles an hour.
The first event is a 5-minute walk and several flights of stairs from Jones' office in the Senate Dirksen building.
I really appreciate you coming.
Donuts with Doug is a meet and greet for constituents.
We're trying to do everything we can.
Our camera spotted Huntsville native Zoe Scott, who was interning with the senator for the summer. Next, another quick debrief with staffers while walking another 7 minutes to a different building for the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee hearing on 340B. The bill provides healthcare organizations discounts on medicine.
By reducing the cost of covered outpatient drugs.
Each person on the 23-member board has an allotted time to speak.
What I would like to see.
Each addressed immigration and the White House policy on child separation before discussing 340B.
We live in neighborhoods in a very, very poor country.
Even though Senator Jones was one of the first to arrive,
What do you mean by define?
he is one of the last scheduled to speak. The speaking order is determined by seniority, so if a more senior senator walks into the hearing at any time, he or she skips ahead of junior senators. That forces Jones to wait. But the clock is ticking, and Jones is getting noticeably anxious. He is scheduled to attend another hearing, which overlaps with this one. He decides to leave. Once he returns, he has to wait again. Then, nearly 2 hours after the hearing started, Jones gets his chance.
35, I think, entities that are covered in about.
Next, a caucus lunch with other senators. Our cameras were not allowed inside. After the lunch, the senator makes an 8-minute walk to the Capitol building to cast 2 votes, one of which is H.R. 3, rescinding previously approved but unspent spending. Jones voted no. The president supported the measure, and ultimately, the bill did not pass the Senate. Meetings, hearings, and a whole lot of walking. Then he rushed over to the Dirksen building, which took 15 minutes due to the large number of tourists in the hallways. He attended a special committee hearing on Alzheimer's. Once again, Jones is one of the first to arrive and the last to speak. He waits nearly 2 hours to share his personal story with Alzheimer's.
Dad is in assisted living now. Dad was the strongest man I've ever known.
After a 7-minute dash back to the Russell building, he meets with journalists from a newspaper in Jackson County. The group is upset about recent tariffs imposed on Canadian wood. Essentially, it increases the price for newspaper paper by 25%. The price hike could affect publishers across the country.
Tariffs are supposed to protect jobs. This is going to cost hundreds of jobs in Alabama if these newspapers start cutting back.
After a brief meeting, it's off to the next room to meet with the University of North Alabama president.
It's one of those gyms that is in the state.
Then a quick visit with the mayor of Thomasville, followed by my sit-down interview. That's not the end of his hectic day. He has 2 more meetings scheduled, but there is some fun on the job.
I'm going to a dinner with Major League Baseball owners. Monday night I have something, Tuesday night I have something, Wednesday night I have something, and then I'm usually trying to get out of here after the last vote on Thursday.
The weekends are packed with appearances across Alabama, but in the end, the hectic schedule, endless walking, and all of the meetings are worth it.
And outside that door You saw it. There's a big old brass plaque that says Senator Doug Jones, Alabama. I know at some point during the day, I'm going to take a little walk or a ride over to the Capitol. And I'm going to get off some elevators. I'm going to turn right, and all of a sudden 2 pages are going to go open the door to the United States Senate, and I'm going to walk on there. Not as a staffer, not as somebody, you know, that as a page or a staff member. I'm going to walk on as one of 100 United States senators. That is enough to keep me going. I'm telling you, it's amazing.